Box office, Joker 2 stumbles with lackluster $40 million debut. Guys, it's time to talk about the box office. We gotta talk about the money. We gotta talk about the money. What were the new releases that opened up this weekend at the box office? First, we have Joker 2, or Joker Folie à Deux. Then we have Sam and Kobe, The Legends of the Paranormal. And last but not least, we have Whitebird. Never heard of these last two films, but let's go ahead and get into this. And that's with The Joker and what it did opening weekend. It didn't do well at all. This is a box office bomb failure. This is, of course, topic number one coming from Variety. Box office, Joker 2 stumbles with lackluster $40 million debut. This is awful. This is awful. Joker Folie à Deux, a genre-bending sequel to the billion-dollar comic smash, hit a sour note at the box office, even as it opened to number one with $40 million. The distorted domestic ticket sales were behind initial projections of $50 million to $65 million, a range that was already revised down in the subsequent weeks since Joker 2 landed on the pre-release tracking with $70 million. Opening weekend revenues were significantly lower than its predecessor in 2019's Joker, which set an October record with a stellar $96.2 million. Now, guys, peep game over here. Peep game. This is just a huge, massive failure. I think on the thumbnail for this video, I'm going to put huge failure with an exclamation point and then Joker looking sad. Guys, for a comparison, let's look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, because the reason why I'm bringing this up is the studio shot themselves in the foot. How do you go from, let me make myself bigger. How do you go from a movie, a rated R movie, critically acclaimed, fans loving it, critics loving it, and it making $1 billion and it being rated R, super duper successful. And then for the sequel, you don't want to release a screening to the press until a day before it comes out? I told Elliot and E-Man, I'm like, say, man, when are y'all seeing this film? We're not seeing it here in Dallas until Wednesday, and the movie come out Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. I was like, I don't think this movie is going to be good. And then what they did was they released it to fans before the critics, because I was like, you know what, we probably tested this. It sucked big time balls. So the fans are always higher than the critics anyway. So let's get that positive word of mouth out there so that the critics cannot bring this film down, because it didn't score well. So we got to do all we can do to make sure that we get our money back. You know what I'm saying? Well, that ended up backfiring because the fans didn't like it either. Now, when I have this up here on Rotten Tomatoes, the fans liked the first one. They gave it an 89%, you know? And the critics gave it a 68, you know? That's good. That's good. It's great. But what did they give it the second time around? 33 and a 20, or 33 and 30. That's just awful. Awful, awful, awful. Trash, 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 trash. That's just not good. That's just not good. Now, guys, peep game, look on Cinema Score. It got a D. It got a D. That's awful. Movies just don't get that. For cinema scores, look, and compare it to the first one. The first Joker movie got a B+, and the second one got a D. So word of mouth is trash on the Cinema Score. It's trash on Rotten Tomatoes. It's trash from the critics. It's trash from everybody. So this is just awful. And guys, the movie cost $200 million to make. $200 million to make. So that means if we pull out the calculator, what's 200 times 3? Because we do the rule of 3 over here. Got to make 3 times the budget. Not to break even, but to break even and also be profitable so that the studio won't feel like it was just, okay, we made more than $1, but, you know, we made extra money too. We didn't just waste our time. Folie à Deux is disastrous for Warner Brothers, considering the blockbuster success of the original and the reality that poor word of mouth, like we just talked about, will likely doom the big screen. That's a problem because the R-rated sequel cost $200 million. Like I said, the first one was produced for $65 million. So this made it made over 15 times the budget the first time. It made 15 times the budget. It only needs to make 3 times the budget, but it made 15. Now that they done tripled the budget. The first one only cost $65 million to make. Hold on, what's 65 times 3? 195. They literally spent more than 3 times the budget. And so it says, so Follow Dude needs to generate at least 450 to break even. So that's 450 to break even, like even Steven. I'm saying 600 so they can break even and, profit a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it needs to make 3 times instead of just 2.5, because 200 times 2.5 is 500. So that's $50 million more than 450. So this is trash, man. When you greenlight a sequel, you hope it does the business that the previous one did, says analyst Jeff Bach of Exhibitor Relations. This is definitely a concern. Warner Brothers wanted the sequel and probably overspent to get it happen. Probably. Hell yeah, they did. This is crazy. The first one did $335 domestic, $743 internationally, so it made over $1 billion worldwide. But this is trash, man. This is awful. And Todd Phillips came out talking about, I'm done with Batman now. Okay, bye. Thank you for the first one. But just because your attitude like that, I don't even want to deal with it anymore. And you know what? They are coming out with all of this DC news right now. Like, we got a dynamic duo, Robin movie, animated movie coming out. They're announcing Bane and Death, what is his name? Is it Deathstroke? I can't remember his name right now. It's like, why and that's not the stuff right now. I think it's to cover up how bad the Joker 2 is doing at the box office. So good news about the Joker this weekend is, hey, it's number 1 at the box office, but it only got $40 million, and it is at 121 right now. So it needs to make another $500 million for them not to crap their pants. But that's just not the case. That's just not the case. And this is a failure. This is a failure. But let's go ahead and get into this with the top 10 of this week. Coming in at number 1 is Joker Folie à Deux with $40 million with 4,100 theaters. Number 2 is The Wild Robot. I still need to see this film, The Wild Robot. Who has seen this movie? I haven't seen it yet. Third on the list is Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Have you seen Beetlejuice? I have not. But what I have seen is Transformers. Coming in at number 4, Transformers 1. It is fantastic, guys. If you have not seen Transformers 1, please get on it at the box office because it's not doing too hot right now. Okay. Now coming in at number 5, in is 4th week right here, and this is a bit surprising to me, is Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil. A few people asked me if I've seen this film, and I haven't, but I heard it was pretty decent. And of course, we have the new release right here. Oh, I'm sorry. And let me go back. I'm tripping. I'm doing a horrible job. Wild Robot is coming in at number 2. Okay. It is in its 2nd week, and it is at $18.7 million. It dropped 47.8%, and it is at 3,900 theaters right now. And that theater change from $39.97, it raised 35 theaters. So the opening weekend, it was less theaters, 35 theaters less, but it grew because apparently the word of mouth is so well. Now, Beetlejuice, this monster right here, my goodness gracious, it is in its 5th week, still in the top 5 at number 3, coming in at $10.3 million. It dropped 36%, and it is at 3,500 theaters right now. And it's doing quite well, okay? If we look at Beetlejuice, it has grossed a total of $402 million so far at the worldwide box office. $137 million domestically, and 402 worldwide. So shout out to Beetlejuice. Okay. Now coming in at number 4, like I was saying, is Transformers 1. Guys, please go see this movie. Transformers 1 is in its 3rd week. It had another 41% drop, and it's only at $5.3 million right now, okay? And we need this movie to do good because it's amazing. It is the best Transformers movie that has ever been released. And the budget for this was not even that bad. It was only $75 million or around there, but it's only at $97 million worldwide. So this needs to make like 225, and it's not going to do that. I don't know. We need Taylor Swift to tweet out that this movie is amazing so everybody can go see it or something. But this is tragic to me right here that it's not doing too hot. Speak No Evil, like I said, that is coming in at number 5, bringing in another 2.8 million. It is in its 4th week, and it dropped 34%. Right now, it is at 2,200 theaters. You guys let me know if you have seen this or not. And JoJo, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to disagree. Transformers 1 is amazing. It is amazing. Do not be a hater. Do not be a hater. No, everything is subjective. Now, I've never heard of this next film coming in at number 6. It's, opening up this weekend. Sam and Kobe, The Legends of the Paranormal. $1.7 million from only 302 theaters. So that's pretty good right there, in my opinion. And then right after that, we have White Bird coming in at number 7. Okay. And that has a bunch of people. I've heard of Helen Mirren, but everybody else, I don't know who those people are. But Deadpool and Wolverine is still in the top 10, guys. It's coming in at number 8 with another $1.5 million at the box office. It dropped 45%. It is now in 1,600 theaters. It is in its 11th week, and it is kicking all types of ace. Okay. If we look at Deadpool and Wolverine worldwide, $1.328 billion worldwide. Okay. That is freaking amazing. That is badass. Shout out to not Transformers, excuse me, but Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, before we went live, I already looked at this, but I want to show you guys to see where it is overall. And it's at number 21. Okay. Avatar is number 1. This is of all time. Avengers Endgame number 2. Avatar 2 is number 3. And Deadpool and Wolverine is number 21. And so can it end up being in the top 20 just for a little bit? Because eventually all these records are going to get broken. So we got 1334, 407, 706, minus 1328, 581, 571. It just needs another $6 million. We're going to round up to be in the top 20 movies of all time. And the reason why that's great is this is a rated R film. Even if it was PG-13, I wouldn't be over here just saying, oh, okay, that's no big deal. That's still amazing. But to be in the top 20, top 21 of all time, with you being rated R, I think that's super dope. I think it's dope. Now, coming in at number 9 in its 3rd week is The Substance, another film that it's not for me. I heard this is just gore, body horror, and that's just not my cup of tea, man. But that brought in another $1.3 million, 34% drop. And last but not least was Megalopolis by Lionsgate, I believe. They brought in $1 million in its 2nd week. It dropped 73%, 1,800 theaters. This was a huge flop, man. This is a huge flop right here. So let's just go over the top 10 again real quick, guys. And poor Joker, poor Transformers 1. But at number 1 at the box office, we got the Joker. Number 2, we have The Wild Robot. Number 3, we got Beetlejuice. Number 4, we have Transformers 1. Number 5, we have Speak No Evil. New this week, number 6, Sam and Kobe, The Legends of the Paranormal. Number 7 is a new release, White Noise. Number 8 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 9 is The Substance. And number 10 is Megalopolis. But guys, like always, every week, we got to talk about the money. We talked about the money. I think it was a good discussion. So again, Joker stinks. It is a flop. If you would like the link to this article, it is in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure.